Hello everyone, in today's video we're going to be talking about Palworld and how their April Fool's joke has gone really far. And by really far I mean actually exists now. At least the April Fool's joke from last year, which is now not the April Fool's joke because it actually exists. We are on PC Gamer once again today. This is written by Harvey Radfall. Thank you for the article. It'll be linked down in the description if you'd like to check it out for yourself. The title goes, Palworld decides it wasn't April Fooling after all. It actually is making a visual novel dating sim where you can dismember and eat some of its cast. Some take backsies. So last year for April Fool's, Palworld teased the visual novel, and now it turns out they've actually made a visual novel for the game, which is honestly very funny. I'm sure the furry community is very happy about this. And honestly, I mean, it's just cool that they're doing it. It's very funny. I saw a lot of people complain when they initially did the April Fool's joke last year that, like, a lot of companies do these visual novel dating sim game jokes. And a lot of people were saying, like, why don't you just actually make these things? Because people would buy them. Because a lot of people enjoy that style of game. And honestly, the visual novel crowd isn't really catered to a lot, honestly. And shipping characters is huge in every video game, basically. So it's cool that Palworld is actually doing this. Before we get into the article, I'd like to remind everyone, please subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, and once we do, I'll be doing a Q&A video. So if you're interested in that, please subscribe. If you'd like to check out something else I do a podcast called Two Buds One Podcast. It's also linked in the description if you'd like to check that out. Around this time last year, on the day of April Fool's, Palworld made a funny little jest towards the gaming public. What if we do an extremely original joke saying we're making a visual novel? Ho ho ho, wouldn't that be a laugh? Yeah, the problem is, like, there's like a two sides of that coin. It is funny. The problem is that so many companies do this, and honestly, like Palworld included, a lot of people would enjoy that style of game for this type of game. Now, Palworld is a special case with it because, you know, it was just more distinct, and the art style and stuff can be very good with, like, for instance, like the furry community, and I guess like the anthropomorphic. Is the anthropomorphic community and the furry community the same? I don't think so, but those styles of communities would really enjoy this style of game being a visual novel, and they were very upset because those games aren't generally that expensive to make. I can only imagine the meeting that followed, where staring blankly into space, someone decided to speak up and say, okay, what if we actually make one? Clearly no one was brave enough to fight against this act of divine injustice, because the Palworld developer pocketpair is absolutely making a visual novel. And this is their official announcement. We'll check out the Steam store in a little bit, but this is their official trailer. I'm not entirely sure if it's safe to play this video, but we'll watch it on this Twitter video, and yeah, it is legit. They have a Steam store and everything, a wacky school romance simulator with the pals. And it's a full-on Palworld. I wonder is that your character? I wonder if that blue-haired person is your character. You're my second favorite right after my Big Brother. Okay, and yeah, we got all the pals. And they still look like pals. They're not humified. They are still looking like the animals that they are. And they've got a full, look at that, the full dialogue. Okay, so this is someone at the school. This is not you. Okay, so I wonder if you actually have a character or if you're just you. That's interesting. And we still have, okay, yep, more dialogue, all that good stuff, and all the different pals. I'm really interested in the types of, I wonder how deep this will go. I wonder how long it will be, and also how long the game, like how many endings and stuff like that, because like how many endings is always big. It does say up here, game scene still in development, so this game isn't coming out now, it was just announced now, which is interesting because it was announced because they're a Japanese developer, so it was announced on April 1st for Japan. So it's really interesting. Wait, let me see that again. Is that a head pat? Yep, they're head patting. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, they're very in on what the audience wants. So you were talking to other girls, weren't you? Oh no. The yandere? Okay, that makes sense. Palworld. More than just pals. I love the name too. More than just pals. That's so good. Currently around March 31st, not April 1st, the game has a store page. They're Japanese developers. It is April 1st for them, I'm pretty sure. And everything you, the protagonist, enroll in as a transfer student in the prestigious Palgosia Private Academy. You'll meet unique friends, pals, and enjoy school life through friendship and romance. It is up to you whether you stay friends with the pals, develop romantic relationships with them, or even dismember and eat them. Hold up. even what? Can we just hold on? So yeah, I do want to say I'm pretty sure it's April 1st in Japan. So that's why they did this, and technically, I mean, time zones, you know? But the biggest thing for me is I'm curious if there is actually going to be gameplay. If the game is just going to be the dialogue. Like some visual novels, I mean, to be fair, it is a visual novel. So like I don't think there's going to be a lot of gameplay, but I'm curious like what if there is going to be like a mini game or something like that. We'll see what it is. But I'm pretty sure it's just a pure visual novel. It's not going to be like a game and a visual, like with the visual novel elements. I think it's going to be a visual novel to the purest extent, which is why a lot of people get angry or get frustrated with the jokes about visual novels because they're not that difficult to make. It's mostly the script, right? It's mostly writing a good script and like developing the characters. So it's mostly about good writing because overall, and like the two hardest things would be the writing and the art. The actual programming of a visual novel, I feel like, is probably the simplest out of most video game genres. So it makes sense that a lot of people were frustrated when it's constantly joked about. Palworld itself isn't any stranger to dark humor. Yep, they do a lot of dark humor jokes, especially on their Twitter. You can cook pals or just overwork them, which is honestly whatever. They might just be a little more smarter than your average animal we chow down on in the real world, and also capable of summoning great conflagrations. But most pals are still, animals. That's true. I mean, that's kind of like the charm of Palworld, to be fair. Like, they are smarter than an average animal, but they still are animals. In the game, at least. In Palworld, the game. The cast of the upcoming visual novel, Palworld More Than Just Pals, I love that the heart, too, however, are anthropomorphized, just straight up people with, like, clothes and capacity for human speech. Why can you dismember and eat them? I have several more questions, but that's the more pressing one. That's true. Anyway, the new trailer shown below gives us a glimpse of several new romances / gastronomical options. Is this the one that we just watched? Yes, this is the same one. Yeah, it's the same one. That is the same trailer we just watched, so that's fine. These include clumsy Quervin, whose refreshing smile and innocent personality makes him popular with both men and women. School Nurses says, who toys with the protagonist with her adult sex appeal. Bubbly Transris, who knits you cute scarves, and Yandere Splatterina, who always carries a knife and exudes a dangerous scent and has a tendency to imprison people. Cool. Yeah, I mean, they're hitting all the good tropes for a visual novel, so I mean, I'm sure the visual novel crowd is really happy about that. I've never actually really played a visual novel, now that I think about it. I've never really done visual novels, honestly. The trailer itself gives a glimpse of the kind of scenes that a cursed creation will provide, like getting caught staring at a school nurse-sized chest or petting Chillet while making suggestive noises. Someone somewhere will presumably be thrilled by both of these developments. Palworld More Than Just Pals doesn't have a release date, so it'll be safe for a little while longer. Now, if you'll excuse me, I may need to go dunk my head in some cold water. No, you have to go deep dive into the rabbit hole. I'm curious how far the game is gonna go, because is this game going to be an adult game, or is it just going to be a spicy visual novel? Because that's what I'm really curious. Because I mean, look, it's a Japanese developer. Japanese developers are crazy sometimes. They go nuts sometimes for when it comes to these styles of games. So it wouldn't surprise me if they go full on nudity and stuff like that. But it's hard to say. Obviously, though, if it's coming out on Steam, it's going to be censored. But I'm curious if there's going to be an uncensored version, or if there is anything to censor, or if it's just suggestive or spicy. Because I mean, some of this art, like the woman art, is nice. She's not that provocative in terms of dress, though, which is surprising for this style of game. So I wonder how ham they're going to be going for this style of game, and how adult it's actually going to be, and how visual novel it is going to be, because visual novels a lot of the times are just, they go crazy when it comes to that type of content. I'll be interested to see how much this game is. Like, if it's just going to be a game they release for free, or if it's going to be a game they sell. Honestly, either is totally fine. I understand. The only thing is, if they do sell it, it does need to be more than just a joke, but I think it's not a joke. I think they've been actually working on this. So it wouldn't surprise me if they sell it. I don't know how much visual novels generally go for, but it makes sense if it was like, what, $10 bucks, maybe 20. depending on the how long it actually is and how many endings there are. But I'm curious to see, and I'll be keeping an eye on this. So this is the actual Steam page. We have the 2 trailers. We watched one of them. There's the head padding of Chillet, then Lavender, then Zoe. Oh, this is the wait. She's the first boss. That's interesting. We got Catress, Black Marketer. Yeah, okay. Oh, you can date him. That's hilarious. Oh wait, Chillet Ingus and Chillet. Okay, interesting. The problem, you know, what the problem is that I actually don't know all the pals. Yeah, that's actually pretty insane that they have. There's so many characters, even just in the trailers and in the screenshots. It's interesting that Zoe's there too, because she's the first boss that you fight. Okay, so are these all the characters? So Catrice, Lavender, Chillet, Zoe. Oh, she's your childhood friend. Nice. Black Marketeer. Chillet's little sister, okay. Clumsy Quirwin. School Nurse, okay. Bubbly TARDIS and Yandere. Okay, so okay, no, never mind. So they did show all the characters. Interesting. Okay. And it's interesting that they do have a human character too, which is interesting. I guess 2 human 3, because this guy is technically human, and obviously she's human. No release date or anything like that, and it is developed and published by pocketpair, so they made it in-house, so they didn't get someone else to make it. I do like the name, though. Thank you, everyone, for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. I'll be keeping an eye on pocketpair, or Palworld more than just Pals, just to see what type of game it actually is, and if what price it is, too, because I'm kind of interested in that. If you'd like to keep up to date on the stuff that I do, please subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, and once we do, I'll be doing a Q&A video. If you're interested in that, please subscribe. If you'd like to follow me on other places, I have a Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and Threads. If you can follow me on any of those social medias, at the TechnoJelly for all of them. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Goodbye, everyone.